You know our first guest from dozens of groundbreaking TV shows and movies. She's the author of the best-selling memoir, Famous, My Life at the Edge of Stardom. We welcome to AM Northwest actress, author, and comedian Mary-Lynn Rajskub. Good to have you with us, Mary-Lynn.
It's so good to be here. I'm so excited to come to Portland. I haven't been there in so long. And I see you have a nice, gray, rainy day for me.
Yeah, absolutely perfect. Perfect Portland day for you. So when you come to Portland, what is it about the audiences? Do you like the audiences in Portland at Helium?
Yeah, Helium's an amazing club. And usually the audiences in Portland are out for a good time. They're out to see comedy. And, you know, I've been doing stand-up for a long time, but I'm still in this position where people know me from all different types of things. So
Right.
it's always, you know, when you get into a room live with people, we always have like a lot of fun figuring out where people know me from, you know, and just getting into it with the audience. It's a blast.
What do people say to you on the street? What do fans say? Like like where they recognize you from? I mean, different shows. What does it say about them?
Oh yeah. Well, lately it's Gail the Snail from Always Sunny in Philadelphia, who
Yeah.
is a disgusting character.
Yeah, but we love her.
We love Gail. Oh, there she is. Gail is my favorite. I think everybody has a inner Gail inside of them that they need to let out. And you know, we go there during the comedy show. We get a little dirty, a little nasty, because it's all about letting loose in stand-up comedy, which is why I love it.
And you know, when I look at videos of you handling the audience, you handle them really well, even right down to the hecklers sometimes.
You know, for better or for worse, I'm going to say for better, I have entered this past, you know, 5 or 10 years where I've really been on the road a lot, encountering people in cities all over the place. And it's, we go places.
Yeah, you think on your feet. You're pretty sharp. I wanted to ask you what it's like, though, to be a single mom, and if you're dating now, like what's the story there? Are you on any dating apps? Not that you need to be, but...
Dating apps are a nightmare. I started talking to this one guy and my heading just said actor, and we're going back and forth and it's really fun. And he goes, "Oh, you're an actor. Where do you wait tables?"
Oh my God. Really?
And then I said, "Oh yeah, no, I do it for a living." And then I could tell the moment when he Googled me, and then all of a sudden everything shifted and he's trying to be funny and and I said, "Yeah, we're done here." I did date an Elvis impersonator, but saying dating is putting it lightly. Let me say I had one night of fun with an Elvis impersonator.
Oh, wow. Elvis impersonator. Oh, that's hilarious. Now, and you also are a mom to a teenager. So how is that going for you? Because usually teenagers don't want to deal with their moms or even speak to their mom half the time.
You know, we're really close. At bedtime, I just log on to TikTok Live. I wait for him to log on. "Good night. I love you." He said, "Mom, we're on the internet." I said, "Come on, we both need the numbers. Stay on the internet. Tell me you love me."
Does he actually do that?
No.
But is it challenging?
No, he stays in his room, and
Yeah.
he's for a teenager, he's very good. Just when I think, you know, this is day 3 when I've barely had a conversation with him, he just walks by, "Love you, Mom."
Oh.
So, yeah.
You got to take those. That's awesome.
Yeah, I do.
In your book, Famous, I wanted to touch on what are maybe some of the messages, because you talk about you're really honest about some of the experiences you've had. So tell me a little bit more.
Yeah, you know, I'm from the Midwest, from a small town south of Detroit, and it was really unexpected. I would have changed my name had I known, my last name had I known I was going to get into this, but
because nobody can pronounce it like me.
Yeah, exactly. The Rajskub, Mary-Lynn Rajskub. So the book is sort of the intersection between having all these glamorous experiences and then the reality of sometimes they're not as glamorous as you think they would be.
Yeah.
You know, it's like being invited to the Golden Globes, but not being given a +1 and being sat by yourself up in the balcony. Just this like weird stories that people would never imagine when you see stuff, you know. As we know with social media, you see sort of like the snapshot of the glamorous stuff, but it's different, you know?
Yeah, I would think that would have felt really degrading, but how did you handle it?
It felt really degrading.
Yeah.
I handled it with some alcohol, and that gave me the courage to go up and talk to Cheryl Crow at the time. She was
Wow.
there, and then also Puff Daddy came up to me and was like, he was a fan of mine. So it's a real roller coaster out there.
I love it. I also hear you often get confused with Jenna from The Office.
Yes, I actually auditioned for The Office, and I take that as a huge compliment. I mean, it's one of the best comedies ever.
Yeah.
But someone had asked me to sign a headshot, and it wasn't me, it was her. And so I didn't want to let them down, and I just signed it as if I was her. So
Oh,
it
that's
happens.
funny. Speaking, you mentioned auditions. I thought for a time you had mentioned that you did not want to do any more auditions. I feel like auditions are absolutely the worst thing to go through.
You are so good. You're like got little things from Instagram. Yeah, I did say that on Twitter. I said I'm done. It's really really hard, and it's not. I don't think what I'm going through is anything new, but either you get to a certain point where you have a body of work and you think, things are going to get bigger and better, and they don't necessarily. People are just trying to fill a slot for their job, and you really have to make choices of stuff that's going to feed your soul and feed your creativity, and you don't always get what you want,
Right.
but that's why I love doing stand up, because I can go on stage and say whatever I want and do whatever I want and have that immediate connection with the audience.
When you go back to the first time you did stand up, what was that like?
Oh, I was out of my mind. I was doing performance art in art school. So I went from painting to doing performance art with just these like really whacked out performances. I said something different every time. I would mumble, I would look down. So a lot of times and there were just disjointed phrases. And I was very vulnerable on stage. And I think that led to acting work, and
Oh.
it took me a long time to figure out what my opinions were, what my voice is, and it's different. It's not your standard stand-up comedian.
Wow. Okay, we want to tell everyone again, remind our audience that you're at Helium tonight. One night only. It's the only chance to catch Mary-Lynn. So we'll put that information on our website at katu.com. And the book again is titled Fame-ish, My Life at the Edge of Stardom. Mary-Lynn, thank you so much. Great talking with you.
Thank you. It was just wonderful to talk to you. I really appreciate it.
We'll be right back with more AM Northwest.